Penta. This is WICR.
Hello, Iona College. Welcome back to my weekly NFL predictions. We've been doing this for all 4 weeks now, and we've been getting better every single week. You know, it's been a process. It has been a struggle in some cases. Last week, a couple tough games didn't go my way towards the end of the slate. The Jets game on Monday night, the Sunday night game. So those would have really helped boost my overall rating up last week, but that was disappointing. And I'm not going to lie, folks. Right off the bat, this is a tough week. Last week was definitely easier, but regardless, we will get into the games, make the picks, tell you what you need to know. So the first game on the slate is tonight's Thursday night game, the New York Giants and the Washington Redskins. The New York Giants in this game, I kind of like. Now, I like what I've seen out of Eli Manning the last couple weeks. He definitely hasn't been as sloppy turning the ball over. You can kind of tell he's getting more comfortable in the defense. The thing that worries me about the Giants is everything else. I mean, you still see a lot of sloppy mistakes from special teams on the defense, some sloppy tackles, things like that, and they can be corrected, and I think you're seeing that they are getting a little better with that each week, but I really like how Kirk Cousins played the other day. Washington is home. I'm going to go with the Redskins in this one, but it's one of those ones, and I'm going to say it a lot during this show, I don't really have a strong feeling on a lot of these games. I'm kind of forcing myself to take Washington because they're the home game. But if the Giants won this game, I could really see it. I mean, part of me wanted to take the Giants based on how Eli looked last week. But I got to go with Washington here being the home team. Cousins showed he can move the ball. He can bring the ball down the field. Alfred Morris, the Washington's running back's been playing well as too. So I think Washington is my favorite to win this game now, but like I said, I don't have too strong a feeling on this one. Then you have the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans, another tough game on the slate. Now, the Texans last week really struggled on the road. Eli played very well against a very stout defense. Now, Ryan Fitzpatrick I was waiting for. I mean, you saw it last week. That was the first game where you saw and you're reminded this is why Ryan Fitzpatrick is not a capable winning quarterback in the NFL. You saw the first 2 weeks, Houston got the wins. They got the second week against Oakland, and Fitzpatrick, he did what he needed to do. He didn't turn the ball over. The defense did what they did. The running game really worked well. Arian Foster was out last week, which pretty much is a crux that offense. Without him, they really just can't move the ball down the field with Fitzpatrick. I'm going to go, I like Buffalo a lot here. I mean, I think last week Buffalo, they put up a good fight in every game they played. Buffalo's 2-1. I mean, they played well. The Chargers are just a great, great team, and I think last week's loss was more about how good the Chargers are than the Bills are. At the moment, I have the Texans winning this game, but while I'm saying this right now, I'm really strongly considering switching to the Bills. I'm going to stick with Houston for now, just because they're home, but I could very well, and I think I'm leaning towards switching my pick over to the Bills. Now let's go over to the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. Now this game is very split between a lot of people. A lot of people cite last week Green Bay only putting up 7 points on the road at Detroit. That is definitely something to look at. But I like Chicago a lot. It hasn't always been pretty the first 3 weeks, but they found ways to win against San Fran. They found ways to win against the Jets. So I do like Chicago. I think Chicago will get a win here. Like I said, the Packers defense I'm not crazy about. Aaron Rodgers, I think, will play better definitely in this game, but I just think that Chicago being the home team, Soldier Field is a tough place to play. I mean, Green Bay should not have trouble moving the ball against the Bears defense, but I think that it's the same, what works the same way for the Bears, and the Bears being home team, you give them the field goal advantage to win this game. Now let's go on to the New York Jets and the Detroit Lions, and this is one of the weird ones. I mean, you see last week, the thing that's driving me crazy with Geno Smith is I see these flashes of greatness. I mean, he has a heck of an arm. He can deliver the ball into these tight windows, just bombs down the field that are very impressive. I mean, those are big boy NFL passes. The problem I see is you just see he makes these mental errors, turning the ball over like the third play in the game on Monday night. Those are the things that are keeping Geno Smith from getting to the next level he has to go to. I'm going to go with the Lions here, even as the road team. I'm not crazy about the Lions on the road, especially a team that's been so undisciplined in the past. But I think Jim Caldwell, I'm giving him more credit than I did at the beginning of the year and that I expected. I think he's doing a nice job. He's definitely cleaning up the things from that team. And the main thing is Matt Stafford didn't play that well, even in the win last week. So I really need to see Matt Stafford get back on track. I think the Jets are a good team because you saw Monday night, this Jets secondary can get exploited. I think Calvin Johnson is going to have a nice day breaking free. Golden Tate should get some good looks. Reggie Bush in the receiving should have a nice day too. So I'm going to go with the Lions here as the road team. Now let's go to the Tennessee Titans and the Indianapolis Colts. Again, this is an easy one on the slate. Andrew Luck at home against the Titans. The Titans really, after week 1 with the big win on the road against Kansas City, really has just kind of fallen off. Haven't put together a performance that good since. So I'm going to go with my man Andrew Luck. I know what he's going to do. Going to put up some nice numbers. Now, this is a really tough game. I don't know anybody who's going to want to watch this game. The Miami Dolphins and the Oakland Raiders. These two teams have just been the epitome of disappointment so far into the season. The Dolphins had a great opportunity. They should have won that game at home against the Chiefs without Jamal Charles. There's a little controversy there now with Ryan Tannehill. He was a little bit, and he was vocal about it, that he wasn't too assured that his coach, Joe Philbin, didn't give him the go-ahead, the vote of confidence in him, really. So there's a little bit of controversy there. I think Tannehill, for such a young guy, that might kind of weigh on him. I did go with the Dolphins here only because I do think they have a better defense. They do have better offensive personnel. So I think Miami, even on the road, but Oakland showed you last week against New England. They played a really tough game. This is one of those ones where I really just don't feel good about it at all. I would stay as far away from this game as possible, but picking the game, I've just got to go with the Dolphins. I just think they're the better team, but I don't feel very good about this one. The next game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Tampa Bay is just arguably looked like the worst team in the NFL right now. McCown has just struggled tremendously. Last week on Thursday night was embarrassing. It really was. Pittsburgh had a huge win against Carolina. I expect Pittsburgh to win this game at home pretty handily. The running game has been really good for Pittsburgh. Le'Veon Bell and LeGarrette Blount are really running the ball effectively. That makes things easier for Ben Roethlisberger, and he's thrown really nice passes to Antonio Brown, so I like Pittsburgh here a lot. Going on, you have the Carolina Panthers and the Baltimore Ravens. Again, another very tough game on this slate. Carolina, really disappointing loss on Sunday Night Football to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Baltimore has been good at home. Even the week 1 when they lost to the Bengals, they had every chance to win that game towards the end. I'm going to go with Baltimore here being the home team. I do like Carolina. I don't think Pittsburgh's going to have the running game. I don't think Baltimore is going to run the ball well, even though Carolina really gave up a lot of running yards to Pittsburgh. I just think you look at the running back situation in Baltimore right now, they don't really have a very confident runner right now, and I think Carolina's defense, they play the run so well, that's going to really hurt Joe Flacco in the passing game. So I think it's going to be a very close, grinded out type game, but I think that Baltimore will drive the ball down the field enough to set up some field goals. Justin Tucker is one of the best kickers in the league. I think Baltimore will win a close one at home. Going on to the next one, my San Diego Chargers at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The headline of this game, of course, for the Jaguars being Blake Bortles getting his first start. I think it's the right move. They were going nowhere with Chad Henne. Let the kid play, see what he can do. I'm excited to see how he looks, but the Chargers have been tremendous so far. That Jags defense, very surprisingly, has looked very bad. I think the Chargers are going to get a very easy win at home here. Probably the safest game for elimination pools. That's the one I'm probably going to take in mine. The Chargers are just playing too well right now. Now going on to the next one, the Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. This one's kind of interesting. The Vikings, Teddy Bridgewater getting his first start. Really want to see how Norv Turner sets up the offense for him. But Matt Ryan is going to have a nice day. He's been really good so far, with the exception of the road game against Cincinnati. And Cincinnati is a tremendous team at home. Great defense. Matt Ryan's been looked very, very sharp. I think he's going to have a nice day on the the road. Teddy Bridgewater, look, it's his first start. It might not be pretty, but I'm definitely looking forward to what I'm going to see from him. But Matt Ryan is going to be the premier thing here. He's going to have a nice day. Let's go on to the Philadelphia Eagles and the San Francisco 49ers, your Sunday, one of the Sunday games, 4 o'clock. That's a good game. It really is. I talked about it on Monday. I am very worried about what I'm seeing from the 49ers. I think that team is really just dysfunctional right now with the locker room. I think Harbaugh's lost their locker room. I think there's a lot of just turmoil on that team right now. They haven't scored in the fourth quarter yet, which is a huge concern because the Eagles have had very slow starts in all their games. But what have they done better than anybody else? They've come back. They've really played well down the stretch of these games. So I think that they're really going to have it's going to be a very good game here. I'm going with the Eagles. Even being the road team, I still like the Eagles. Nick Foles is really showing me what he can do. I mean, he's making some big boy throws. He's really moving the offense when they need to be moved. So I think the Eagles here, I'm going to let them keep going 4-0. They're going to get a win on the road against a tough 49ers team. Now, next game, the New Orleans Saints and the Dallas Cowboys is the Sunday night game. Not bad. If you remember from last year, Drew Brees threw for about 20,000 yards against this Cowboys defense. I expect this much of the same. The Cowboys are 2-1, but their 2 wins have been very close. I mean, last week against the Rams, you got to give them credit. That was a good gutsy win, but they really just struggled in that game. And that defense, I'm still seeing the same problems I've seen last year. I think Drew Brees and the Saints offense will move the ball at will. Tony Romo will only do so much. The Saints defense is not as good as last year as of right now, so he should put up some points as well, but Drew Brees is just the better quarterback here. He'll move the team down the field. I like the Saints here. And then finally, the Monday night game, the New England Patriots and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I really don't have a strong feeling on this one. I kind of like the Chiefs here. I've been going back and forth on this game. The main reason is I haven't seen a game from New England yet where I was like, that's it. That's what I've been waiting for. I haven't seen that premier win yet, and I'm still waiting for it. And Arrowhead is a tough place to play on the road. I think that this is going to be a closer game than people think. I really do. That New England offense is still picking up the pace. They're still getting in rhythm. I don't have the guts to pick Kansas City in this game, but I do really think Kansas City has a legit chance here. But I do think I'm going with New England for now. That's going to do it, though, for your Week 4 NFL picks. 9 wins last week, was robbed from a couple, should have had at least 11. So this week, hopefully, we will bounce back. Before I do go, though, just one last note. For tonight's Thursday night college football games, you got some really good games tonight. I mean, you've got UCLA and Arizona State. Still waiting to hear about Brett Hundley. I'm sure we'll hear that in a little while. If Brett Hundley's playing this game, I will go with UCLA, but Arizona State has shown in the last couple of years they are a very tough road team to play against at home. This is going to be no walkover for UCLA. It's going to be a really tough game. Arizona State's 3-0 right now, so Arizona State is really going to give them a hard time in this game. Arizona State really could win this game. It wouldn't surprise me at all, but you have the better quarterback in Brett Hundley. Even dinged up right now, which is definitely alarming, I would probably still go with UCLA just because I know what kind of plays Hundley can make. But this is going to be a tough game regardless of Hundley's playing or not. Arizona State is a very good team. Should be a fun game to watch. And then you have Texas Tech and Oklahoma State. I didn't even notice it till now, but I'm wearing my Oklahoma State jersey. Does that mean I'm picking Oklahoma State in this game? I don't know. I haven't really seen Texas Tech play too much this year. I like their offense from what I've seen, but I've got to study them a little bit more. Same thing with Oklahoma State. Haven't really seen them since the Week 1 matchup against Florida State, so I need to watch them a little bit more as well. So this game will help with the eye test. I will study these teams, and when I'm back next time, I will tell you. But the big games for college football this weekend before I go that I just want to mention, the night game is Notre Dame-Syracuse. Nothing special there. The headline of the day, cannot wait to watch this game, is Arkansas and Texas Tech. This is going to be a such a good matchup. 2 SEC powerhouses, Texas A&M at home, and I really haven't been able to watch Kenny Hill that much, so I'm really excited to get a good look at him. Arkansas, I've watched. They are running running game is tremendous. They have 4 running backs who could start for any other program in the country. It's going to be a very good physical SEC matchup. The thing I'm going with Texas A&M here, they have the big arm passer. They should throw the ball down the field. Arkansas really relies on the run. They can't throw the ball that well. That is why I'm going with Texas A&M here. But look, this is going to be a tremendous game. It's on CBS at 3:30. If there's any college football game you watch on Saturday, I would highly recommend you don't miss the Arkansas-Texas A&M game. But that is going to do it. I am your host with the most, Jersey Joe. Thank you for tuning into the weekly Week 4 NFL picks, doing a little college football as well. Always enjoy doing this, and everybody enjoy the games tonight, and you all have a great day.
He'd headed west 'cause he felt that